Cut Roller Production. Today we got a special thing for you today. We got Dandridge Marsh from Napa. Your normal host, Anthony Ragoza, is actually working for NASA testing out freeze-dried food. So we got myself, Jordan Moirano, and Dandridge Marsh.
And Carson Lewis joining us today. And he'll be starting us off on hole one. We're playing a modified format. We have 8 holes at Napa that are closed because of the fire. So we have 2 baskets per hole on 10 different holes, and so we're going to be playing to the first round of baskets now.
And we're actually shooting to the basket right there. Carson left it a little left on the forehand. Here goes myself, throwing a jawbreaker buzz, rated 969. I don't know how.
Yeah, so Jordan is going to take the backhand up the middle line.
And I pull it right. There's a pin over there, but obviously I wasn't aiming for that one. IMO.
And now here is me, 937 rated. First throw of the day, taking a pipeline up the middle. And as will often happen, going down the hill to the left.
Yeah, that backhand route's kind of scary, especially on that slope right there.
Yeah, if you don't get enough flip, that's where you end up.
So what's that, about 150, 200 feet?
Probably not quite that far, throwing a steady up the hill.
Oh, well,
and Carson,
sure look far.
Carson is down there with me. Looks like he's throwing his zone.
Pulled it around the tree a little left, but he's right there. So the other position's just to the left of where I am. That should be an easy putt. First putt of the day, right in the heart.
So Carson to clean up par. And now myself to do the same.
This is definitely a hole I want to get a 2 on, but not upset with a 3 because of all the hills and stuff that can happen.
Yeah, and Vintage Cup this year got aced for $1,000.
Yeah, the $500 bounty.
So hole 2, we're going to be starting off going up to the left. There's another position straight ahead behind that little bush. We're going up to the left, kind of between the trees, and Carson is lining up the forehand roller.
So I've never seen this play before until Carson took it. And then I was in for a treat for the rest of the round because we actually played this hole twice. So you'll see it later. This is a more traditional route, I think, is the backhand hyzer. I've seen lefties take the lefty route shooting at 3's tee, or 3's tee pad.
Stay up there. Stay up there.
And that wasn't a good spot, and now it's coming back down the hill.
That's not correct.
So at this point, I'm thinking this is going to happen all day. Roller.
Yeah, so I've been working on forehand rollers, and so I figured since this was a sort of casual round, I would give it a shot, and that is exactly the line I wanted it on, except for that board in the path, which is the one obstacle you need to miss.
I actually put a trampoline there, and that's what you hit.
It shoots it straight up in the air, and it stops right next to it.
So that's where my roller went. Pulled it a little wide on this shot, so I'm up by that tree on the right.
Got kind of a low ceiling forehand. Put it out a little bit wide, but still in the circle, a little downhill putt.
I still can't believe that bounce that your disc took.
Yeah, I got to figure out a way to miss that. And that board's only like 2 feet wide. It's not a big piece, not a big obstacle.
Carson had a really good look there, just didn't get a hold of it.
Back down, good putt to save par from halfway down the hill.
Yeah, I was definitely happy taking a 3.
Oh, and that just needs to sit, and it's not going to sit. And it's going and going and going. So this is certainly one of the risks of playing in Napa is the rollaway.
Some people call that getting daylod. That's actually getting Skyline. A good upshot.
Yeah, so par to a 5. Carson cleaning up par. And we go for a 5.
You just had some tough breaks that hole, from the board to the rollaway.
Yeah, that definitely could have gone more smoothly. It's now hole 3. We're taking the short position first. one you see right there on the edge of the hill. Right behind the basket is a drop-off behind it and to the right. So you don't want to go too far.
Last week, Carson hit the pin on this, and he almost had the identical shot. Taking a phenom right here, something I know that's going to go right. I don't want to go too long, so landing early. That looked pretty good, depending on the rollaway, if there was one.
Who'd you throw?
That was a phenom.
I'm throwing the, I think ever since DGA released the Tremor, it's the only thing I've ever thrown on this hole. It takes exactly the shape that I want here. So roll it right up there, and we all have a look for birdie.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be. You don't give yourself a chance for the rollaway down to hole 10. And Carson taking the 2.
And you can see the straw all over the course here. We have a bunch of hay and straw that we brought in for erosion protection and stuff after the fire. So this hole didn't get impacted by the fire, but we wanted to put it down just to kind of help the grass reestablish itself.
And here's Anthony showing you a shot of kind of what was burned. You'll get a better shot of it later on in the video.
Yep. So star frame, and now we're going up the hill to the right. So Carson, beautiful shot. Trying to get around those trees is exactly what you're aiming for here.
This is a really tough location. Actually, every position on this this hole is tough. And I didn't throw a good one. I tried to follow Carson's forehand line. Kind of like Dandridge did.
Yep. Put it out wide and stay away from the trees.
You guys are past the tree though, so that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Usually I try and aim for the trees, and you get in there short. It's pretty tough. But you found a big open gap on the right. And
yeah,
slung it in there.
I hit the line that I needed to, and I'm going to be happy with a par there.
Yeah. A long jump at it. That's fine. I will take a par. Carson lining up a circle's edge birdie.
I don't see many 2s on any position on this hole, but Carson had a look.
Yep.
Definitely happy with 3 from my tee shot.
So clean up these putts, and then our first look at the heavy machinery damage from the fire.
Yeah, you guys put in a lot of work in those 3 weeks that you guys had the work party. You can definitely tell once we get to these holes.
Yeah. So we're going to be throwing back and forth across the line of jute mesh where they brought in all the equipment. Everything on the right side of that mesh was burned.
And this is a top level shot right here. This was amazing to watch. I think he threw a predator on that forehand line, and I would never dream of forehanding. I like the big hyzer over the top, but there's so many trees that a lot of bad things can happen.
Wow.
But I got over it, but I hit the one tree that I needed to get past.
What was it?
I can't do either of those particularly well, so I like the thumber, as does our camera.
Yeah, Anthony typically goes with a thumber on this too. Probably the same disc tracker.
Yeah, Ledgestone tracker. I learned about that disc from it. Yeah, pretty bad jump out uphill, but
there's all that jute that you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's just covered the ground.
And over the top.
I actually had a pretty good look at that. I was kind of disappointed I missed it, especially after Carson parking the hole.
Yeah. Tap in for bird. Jordan and I cleaning up bars. So it was a pretty wet day. Like the ground was very moist, and I think about this point is when the wind kind of started to pick up out of nowhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of wind and a lot of fog today.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be in for a pretty nice day. Sun was coming out, but with it came some breezier conditions, which continued throughout the day.
You don't see it much on Carson, but you'll definitely notice it throughout the video, the wind picking up.
This one, great shot from Carson. You can see the other basket to the right that we'll play the second time through.
I'm throwing a PD here. The wind picked up a little bit, so I just wanted to make sure it was going to stay straight and go left when it needed to. It actually held a little too straight for me, but I ended up by those trees, the 25, 30-foot putt.
You can see me contemplating the wind. I decided to try a brand new disc my first time throwing it, so it's a rogue that is a little bit more stable than I thought, and the wind was not doing it any favors.
Yeah, we'll blame it on the wind there.
It was definitely.
Tugged it a little left, but you're still there within the circle.
Yeah. Downhill look.
So after
From a knee.
after Carson birdie that last one, I'm kind of wanting to keep pace with him.
Boom.
Yeah, that was a tough putt there. I wasn't really liking my lie when I got up to it, but it all worked out. Here's Carson, essentially with a tap into.
Oh my goodness.
Oof.
You can see that wind. It definitely picked up for Carson on that putt.
Yeah. At least it stayed perched on the hill and didn't roll down. 'Cause that's pretty steep coming down that way.
Yeah, it could have rolled all the way down to that other tee pad down there, which is actually
pretty common.
Yeah, not playable. Lagoon Valley right there. A little Amish to the wind.
All right. So at least Carson's birdie putt didn't hurt him too bad. Still saved par, and Carson and Jordan are tied up at 2 down.
Hole 9, we're playing to A right here, and I'm spiking one in. Last week there was actually a hay bale right there, and I would have probably tombstoned right in the side of that hay bale, and I actually thought it was still there.
Yeah, he was asking me about it on the tee box, and I said, no, that is the source of all of the hay around the basket. So Carson throwing his zone, and that curled up pretty perfect.
Yeah, I thought that was long off the box, and we just seen Anthony not panning, and so we just figured it must have been parked.
Pipeline. A little bit early, and a skip, and a roll down the hill.
Park 3 long.
Yep. That would have been my best drive ever on 3 long, I think.
Kind of a half go right there.
Yeah.
Be a lot of danger if you go long.
Correct. Jordan. Bounced off the chains.
Wasn't too happy with that one, knowing where Carson was.
Yeah, Carson's checked up at the right speed.
So I'll be taking a 3. Dandridge taking a 3. And then on to hole 10 for some ace runs.
Yeah.
So Carson with a 1-stroke lead.
Right. And since we skipped a couple of holes, this is called the $5 putt. So we're throwing it 3 short. But while we're doing this, the reason the hole numbers we're referencing and the number of holes we've played doesn't match up is because we skipped hole 6 and 7.
Right, yeah, so I'm talking about the actual hole 10 is the next hole that we're playing, which would be
eighth hole
eighth hole today. So here's hole 10 in the short.
Too high.
It's a little higher than you want, and caught a branch. And it is a steep slope with nothing to stop it going down to the right.
Yeah, there's a small line for an ace run, but once you hit it with something straight, I'm throwing a jawbreaker buzz. And just right.
Good shot.
Chain high, just needed a little bit of stability.
Yeah, we were talking. I wanted to get one. An ace on Cut Roller Productions. That would have been something special. Trimmer?
Yeah, on the glow trimmer, I try to take it up on the left side, let it turn just a little bit.
Language. This
didn't
is
flip
a
over
PG.
and put too much snap on it. So, but when you end up on the left side, skips, it kind of funnels over toward the basket.
Yeah, that's more the traditional route to take almost a guaranteed birdie because it will funnel down to that basket.
And there we go.
Yep. So the slope was kind of high. I was looking at a tiny little window, so I dropped to a knee.
And this hole will get dramatically harder on our next round through.
Yeah, I haven't birdied it in that long position yet, so I'm looking for a 2-on when we come back for the second round.
So a birdie for Jordan and I, and Carson gets the par. Now we're going to hole 17. We've now skipped quite a few holes, and we're
That's the one.
I threw that jawbreaker buzz again. We had a tailwind. I really didn't know what to throw, so
I go low quake up the middle. Got it a little high, but somehow it got through a lot of those branches.
yeah, I was very indecisive about my shot. As you can see, you guys both threw forehands here, so
Yeah, a lot of people like throwing the backhand up through the gap to the right and then letting it trickle down. So Carson just beautiful shot. He didn't hit anything. I think he went right past the basket.
yeah, his forehand is so smooth. It's just incredible to watch.
Yeah. So he went off to college up in Washington, and he's been playing a lot of Ultimate. So his forehand game is on point.
Yeah, it's just he throws it effortlessly.
So not that far away. I've just got this tree kind of messing with my stance, and it messed with me a little too much.
Yeah, it could have caught an edge though and rolled down to the creek down to the left.
Oh,
That was close.
almost didn't want to stay in. Oh, we got a replay.
Tink, 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 tink. Yeah, I seen when I putted that, I was definitely worried to pick up my mini because usually when I pick up my mini and the disc is bouncing around, it ends up on the ground.
All right. So Carson with a great birdie. And on to hole 18, or our 10th hole of this round.
Up in the clubhouse.
Yeah, so it's behind that big bushy tree you see. Carson takes the forehand flex line.
Just never really came out of it.
And then he's rolling through the tree down to the spot you don't want to be.
Yeah, I'm taking a backhand. I definitely want to stay out of that tree on the left because you can get some nasty stuff over there.
What'd you throw on this one?
I threw an outlaw, just kind of held too straight.
But still, you'd rather be there than
Right.
going left. There's a line in from there.
Yeah, you have two windows, a forehand or a backhand.
And I'm taking the forehand up the middle. I like to try and come around the tree the other way. And I got it just a little too high, and I'm going to be hanging out next to Carson.
Make a mini.
Yep.
It looks brutal right
It-
here.
I can't even tell you what that gap looked like, and I'm just glad that I got out of the tree.
So let's see what Carson. So Anthony actually moves a little bit, and you can see the window a little bit, but it still doesn't look too good. You can see Carson's on the knee.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to throw from where Anthony's standing. So this is where it's nice to be up that way. You've got the clubhouse off to the right, but there's a nice gap to just kind of float one down there as long as you don't go too far.
Yeah, I just threw a putter and just hoping to stay. A turbo.
Yeah, I kind of indecisive, but I couldn't get. I needed to get out and around.
Well,
the
it
tree,
worked.
and it worked.
Yeah, I didn't even actually see that putt. I just heard you guys talking about a turbo, and I was like, no way.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out to the right far enough, so I changed it up. Why not?
Well, you're 1 for 1 on a
you
turbo.
guys are smoking me this round, so figured I would mix it up. All right, so now we're getting ready to run through this again, and we're going to be starting the next 10 holes, playing the same course, but just to different baskets.
Yep.